German wine is delicious, but the labels may look confusing at first. But once you put the pieces together, German wine labels are organized, clear, and helpful. Everything you need to know about a German wine is right there on that label. Typically, you'll be able to find the winemaker grape, style, quality, classification, and origin right there on that bottle. In this episode, we're taking a look at German wine labels and discovering how they can help you find the wine you love. Give our video a like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more. Even though a German wine label may look intimidating, there is plenty of information on that label to help guide us in choosing the bottle we need and want. So now let's decipher those labels.
So we have some German wines here, both Riesling wines, slightly different labels, one a little more descriptive than the other, but not to fear, they all have the same information on them. You will always find the producer of the wine. You will find the vintage year, the vineyard or group of vineyards where the grapes are sourced from, the name of the grape, the ripeness level, and the quality level.
So what are the categories of quality? The establishment of quality levels and quality control testing are key elements of German wine laws.
Categories include Deutscher Wein, Landwein, Qualitätswein, and Prädikatswein. Producers are required by German wine law to declare a wine's quality category on the label, with each category guaranteeing certain minimum quality standards. Understanding each category's standards will offer insights as to the origin of the wine's grapes and the wine's alcohol content and style.
Table wine is ordinary, everyday drinking wine. It's further classified into Deutscher Tafelwein, made exclusively from the grapes produced in Germany. The name of the district, Bereich, or village may be mentioned on the label.
Landwein is wine with a protected geographical indication. At least 85% of the grapes for a Landwein must originate in the Landwein region named on the label. Landwein is typically Trocken or dry or Halbtrocken, off dry in style.
Qualitätswein, also listed on the labels as QBA, and Prädikatswein must originate 100% from one district within one of the 13 German wine-growing regions. They can only be made from legally recognized grapes permitted in Germany and must reach a certain alcohol content as prescribed for the region, grape variety, and ripeness level.
Prädikatswein indicates a superior quality wine with special attributes, which must meet even more stringent requirements than Qualitätswein. Enrichment, the use of oak chips, and de-alcoholization are prohibited. A Prädikat, or a special attribute, describes the ripeness of the grapes and the type of harvest. Most German wines found in the US will fall under the third and highest quality categories and will therefore follow Qualitätswein and Prädikatswein labeling regulations.
One of the 6 attributes must be identified on the label, indicating the ripeness at harvest and in some cases, method of harvesting. Kabinett wines are made from fully ripened grapes picked at normal harvest time. Spätlese translates to late harvest, and they're made from riper grapes picked at a later stage in the harvest. The later grapes are harvested, the more sugar is able to develop in the grape on the vine. However, the winemaker may choose to fully ferment the wine dry, in which case you'll typically see Spätlese Trocken on the label. You may also see Kabinett Trocken or Auslese Trocken wines.
Auslese translates to select harvest and indicates a wine made from a hand-selected, very ripe grapes. Beerenauslese, berry select harvest wines, are made from individually selected overripe berries that usually were infected by noble rot. These are rarities, harvested only when exceptional weather conditions enable the grapes to ripen to this extent. They are notable for their longevity and can go on and age for decades.
Trockenbeerenauslese, dry berry select harvest wines, also have extraordinary longevity. The rare and treasured wines are made from individually selected grapes that are overripe and dried up almost to like raisins, and they're usually infected by noble rot. BA and TBA may not be harvested mechanically. Eiswein is even more unique. Ice wine is made from grapes as ripe as Beerenauslese that have frozen on the vine. They're harvested only under exact weather conditions and pressed while frozen.
Dryness level, another thing you will find on the label, is dependent on the cellar master and is determined in the cellar by the winemaker. It's independent of the grapes themselves. The dryness level should not be confused with ripeness categories. A wine can be vinified dry regardless of how ripe the grapes were at harvest. German wine law defines 4 basic styles to express the degree of dryness or sweetness of a still wine. However, Trocken and Halbtrocken are most prevalent today.
Trocken, or dry, means all or nearly all of the natural sugar in the grape juice has been fermented. In other words, converted into alcohol and carbon dioxide.
Halbtrocken, half dry or off dry. Even in fruitier styles, German wines are typically balanced by high acidity. This prevents wines with more residual sugar content from tasting cloying.
Well, this is a lot to think about, Allison, don't you think? I mean, the German wine labels have so much information and they're in a different language. So I think it's important that we understand what some of these words mean and how it affects what's in the bottle, because we all want to find a perfect German wine that we're going to pair with food or just drink on their own.
And that's why we can't just assume that all Rieslings are sweet from Germany or they're all dry.
Exactly.
We have to really look at the label to see. And that's why it's so great how much information they provide on a label. And once you navigate your way through one, it's a whole new world.
Makes me want to learn German right now.
Well, we know Halbtrocken and Auslese, so we.
Oh yeah, we do, and we now know how to pronounce Beerenauslese, so we're good. So for those of you who are watching, Alice and I have navigated the potentially confusing German wine label in this episode, and now I'm ready to go to the wine shop and do it myself. It's your turn to find a nice bottle of German wine. So let us know what you think about this episode. Give it a like, put a comment as to what you found at your wine shop, and subscribe to our channel for more. Prost.
Prost.